Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? A night or two ago, I'm trying to watch a horror movie every night to review for the week of October. I started doing that. I believe it was, I thought it was that Carnival of Blood one, but it was Murder Size. And I remember if you look at Fox Streaming, they have Tubi TVs on there. So I assume Fox owns Tubi TV. I guess I'm not completely sure, but they always have commercials for programming on Fox, usually The Masked Singer and stuff. I think first or second commercial break, because you can watch, I like Tubi TV because you can watch really bizarre films. You have to put up with ads, but it's no big deal. I mean, and then people would ask me to review Murder Size anyways. And my review is the company comment on, which I thought was really cool. Anyways, I saw a commercial for Kitchen Nightmares. I said, what? They brought Kitchen Nightmares back after all these years. And someone said they brought it back in September, so I'm watching it right now on Hulu. And I thought maybe it'd be cool to review another one of Gordon Ramsay's frozen meals. Of all the frozen meals, Sophia Brown, Guy Fieri, Andrew Zimmern, and Gordon Ramsay, all from Walmart, right? The only ones I've been able to find are these 4 Gordon Ramsay's meals. I mean, I have one more, and that's all I have. And these are like $5.99. They're pretty expensive. And I got this one I was going to have Spoof to make me a thumb, but she doesn't feel good, so I'm not going to bug her. This is a lasagna with Bolognese meat sauce right here. Like I said, $5.99 to expect for these little teeny tiny meals. I reviewed 2 other ones. I did a fish and chips, and I did his shepherd's pie. I still have the chicken pot pie to review yet. So I let this microwave. It said tender pasta sheets rolled with an herb blend of ricotta, parmesan, and Romano cheese topped with bolognese sauce and mozzarella. And said place bowl in the microwave and cook for 3 minutes. Carefully remove microwave and pull back film and fold sauce over roll up. And there's 2 of these roll-ups on here, so it does look kind of like what's in the picture. Okay, let's try it out. In the microwave 6 minutes. Okay, I said $6.99 is really expensive for these. It looks good. Let's try it out. A little bit of dried pasta shell right here on the side. It should have more sauce so it wouldn't dry up on the one side like that. On here too. But, well, let's see. That's pretty good. Not the best lasagna I ever had. I like that frozen lasagna, that one slice you get from Wild Fork Foods I had a long time. That was delicious. This is pretty good too. And it's just like I said, if I had more sauce. The sauce is good though. Look at the sauce. 9 out of 10. All in all, I probably guess 8 out of 10. It's still pretty good though. It's just, $5.99. And they're all pretty much 12 ounces or whatever, 10 ounces. It's just kind of expensive. But I do want to try more of these if I can find them. Everyone's, they're all fighting for frozen food shelf space. I've seen videos where there's a whole big shelf. There's a little layer on the Edinburgh Walmart one. So if I find any other ones, I want to try at least something from, I don't even know who Sophia Brown is. Something from her. One or two things for her, one or two things for Guy Fieri, one or two things for Andrew Zimmern. Definitely want to do the meatloaf one that he did. So, oh no, this is probably about a 8 out of 10. I like the sauce better, and the lasagna's not bad either. I mean, but I like the sauce real well. So, stay tuned for my review of Kitchen Nightmares. All right. Yeah, before I before I put the review of the Kitchen Nightmares, the Spoof was able to make me a thumbnail. I asked Spoof today if she could make me a thumbnail, and she made this. This is awesome. I just took a picture of me getting really mad with my Devo knit hat, which I haven't shown off yet. First bit, I looked so silly. Then Gordon Ramsay's eyes were on fire, getting mad on Hell's Kitchen. And there's lasagna with the Bolognese meat sauce. And by now you know if it's any good or not. I got one more Gordon Ramsay thing to do. I was talking, and we were talking about that on the live I did last night with Nanya and Michelle and Carla about, just trying to get money after Gordon Ramsay made such a big deal about and he did video where he endorses a lot of stuff. And I covered a little bit more, especially the fries from that fish and chips meal they had. I showed that off on the video I did last night, the live I did last night with them. But I want to thank you again, Spoof, from the bottom of my heart. So here's a review of Kitchen Nightmares. Okay, here's the second part of the video, my review of the first episode of Kitchen Nightmares. Now, Kitchen Nightmares has been off the air forever. I mean, I think since Amy's Bacon was the last episode where when those guys were nuts. Anyways, a lot happened, and then he did mention that the last few years, because of COVID, made the restaurant industry horrible, and it was just it ruined everything. And then he talks about going back into doing the show. I guess Fox greenlighted it because for Return of Kitchen Nightmares. And they went to this place called Bel Air. They had a lot of staff there, a lot of staff. Um, and it was a diner, but it had like all this unusual um stuff you don't see at a diner, like Coco Van and like lobster BLT. It actually wouldn't make sense having a BLT with lobster on it. Like, I don't know, maybe go with the mayo. I don't know. I don't think that makes much sense. And he was criticizing the French fries. And then he said his fish and chips restaurant that was in Times Square to make great French fries. I tried, and he endorses his frozen food selections. I tried the fish and chips from his frozen food, and the French fries were not good. They were bland. The fish was okay, but I mean, they were like fish bites, and they wasn't like big pieces of fish. But I mean, a fry. I mean, he needs to own up to that because those fries he made were not very good. He didn't even taste the French fries when he criticized those. I will say that. He said they had little black specks on, probably from the oil. And I mean, but he could at least tasted one. I mean, he didn't even taste it. So I have issue with that. Is that the rest of the show, like, there's always fighting between the two brothers. They were like butting heads. And they're getting up in their 40s, and their parents were older. And they shouldn't, they were still running around. And they said it's time for them to retire, and they should, the two brothers should get along. And then they see how dysfunctional, how many menu items they had. And then go and find how the basement was really, really bad with all the food storage. I mean, he said it looked like something I saw. Um, it was a very entertaining episode. I really liked it. I had issue with something else too. Their parents were there, and the mom was going around talking to the other diners and stuff like that. And then the one brother came on and said, "Hey, mom, you don't have to talk to the diners. I mean, I just went to sit down and relax." And then he went out there and started talking to all the diners. Well, what was wrong with her mother talking to the diner? She's allowed to do that if she wants to. She's still an owner. I thought that was bullshit too. I mean that, and then like Gordon Ramsay not even tasting French fries when his frozen French fries from his fish and chips dinner were not very good. I got another. Like I said, I mean he fully endorses those dinner zone. He knows those French fries weren't very good. But anyways, I really enjoyed the show. I think it's a lot of fun. I watch it on Hulu. I think there's two more episodes to I'm caught. I mean, because when I asked about being brought back, he said it was brought back like a couple weeks back. There's another episode to watch. Um, yeah, it's very entertaining. I've always liked the show, and I found out that they have the Kitchen Nightmares in the States and then Kitchen Nightmares in England. And the one in England, he's a lot nicer. They do it like this with him more yelling and screaming and stuff because they said they like more drama on there. And then like whenever he does like his, I notice whenever he comes out of a restaurant, he does his own like spiel on everything. He looks down at the it must be a script, and then he remembers a little bit. So he comes back and says he's getting really good at that. I like the show. I still enjoy the show. It's a lot of fun. I give it a 10 out of 10. Now, the problem is, I found this out with Kitchen Nightmares. I mean, through YouTube and stuff after the show ended. Because I never expected it ended after that Amy's Baking Company. I never did. Um, the one thing I found out was that a lot of restaurants that had Kitchen Nightmares fix them up usually didn't last very long after 2 or 3 years. They usually end up closing their doors. So maybe Kitchen Nightmares is the kiss of death to some of these restaurants. I don't know. But a lot of them did not survive the show. I mean, they might have went off for another year or two, but then actually that was about it. So I give the show a 10 out of 10. I still love the show. A lot different when I started watching it. I remember my niece was a lot younger, and she didn't like the one guy yelling at the other guy. Hey, you stop yelling at him. And she was younger then too, but it's a lot different now. I still like the show, and I hope you like this food review and TV show review. So until next, everybody, please take care of my legion.